Hi, and welcome to episode 4. What are the risk factors of bowel cancer and prevention? Please remember, I am not a doctor. If you have a reason to think that you may need professional advice, please seek out a GP, tell them what's going on, and they will refer you to a specialist who will help you. I'm not a doctor. So today we're talking about risk factors. So a risk factor is any factor that is associated with increasing someone's chances of developing a certain condition, such as bowel cancer. Some risk factors can be modified, such as your lifestyle or your environmental risk factors, so where you live. Other factors cannot be modified, such as inherited factors, where someone in the family has had cancer, so there may be a genetic link, which is hereditary. Having one or more risk factors does not mean that you'll develop cancer. You may have one or more risk factors associated with yourself, and you may not develop bowel cancer, which is very important to remember. Many people have at least one factor, but will never develop cancer, as I said, while others may have had no known risk factors and still develop bowel cancer. Even if a person with cancer has a risk factor, it's usually hard to know how many risk factors were actually associated with the development of the disease. Both men and women are at equal risk of developing bowel cancer, so apart from being men and women, also those who are young and old. You are at risk. It is important to be careful and to know what those risk factors are.
I'm in danger!
The risk is greater if you are over the age of 50. So as soon as you hit 50, you should be getting checked anyway, every 2 years. But the older you get, the higher the chance of developing bowel cancer becomes. It is a risk if you have an inflammatory bowel disease, such as Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. Because you already have a medical situation happening with the lining of the inside of your bowel, it is highly likely that you may also develop polyps, which could develop over time into bowel cancer if left undetected. So it is very important to get that cancer check done if you do have Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. If you've previously had polyps in your bowel, so you may have had a colonoscopy previously where polyps were taken out. If you have developed polyps, it is highly likely that you will develop more polyps. So that is, again, important way you should get checked regularly. If you have had any kind of cancer, but more specifically bowel cancer in the past, so you may have had bowel cancer several years ago, and you might have gone through the chemo, the radiation, had surgery and whatever else, but you are still at risk over time of developing bowel cancer once again in the remaining sections of your bowel, depending on what was taken out. If you have a significant family history of bowel cancer,
so I can prove to you there's nothing wrong with the Simpson genes.
I have a history of bowel cancer in our family, which we've discussed several times. So it is important to be aware that if someone in your family has had bowel cancer, that is a risk factor you must be aware of as well. Other risk factors include excessive body fat. So if your body fat percentage is higher than what it should be, that can contribute towards the development of bowel cancer. And physical inactivity. If you sit at home all day watching TV on the lounge, eating potato chips and whatever else, that's not good for you. You got to get out there and do some exercise. High intake of particular foods such as processed meats. So generally speaking, the more processed a food is, the less benefit you're actually going to get from eating it. So
What about bacon?
No.
Ham?
No.
Pork chop?
Dad, those all come from the same animal.
Oh, yeah, right, Lisa. A wonderful, magical animal.
I love eating ham and bacon. It's a very processed piece of food, but I have it in moderation. So you got to be careful what you put in your mouth. A low blood level with vitamin D. You can lose vitamin D through blood loss, as well as iron as well. I lost a lot of iron, which is why I'm on an iron supplement. So when you go to your doctor and you talk about what's going on, make sure you get a blood test done, so that they can check your levels to make sure everything's correct. Alcohol consumption, drink in moderation. Those who go out there, get plastered, whatever else, that excessive consumption of alcohol affects your entire body. That can also affect your bowel health as well, which can contribute towards bowel cancer.
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
Smoking. If you smoke, you're a muppet. Don't do it.
It's the Muppet Show!
Genetic history as well, as I mentioned. So, my grandfather had bowel cancer, my uncle had bowel cancer, my grandfather's siblings, they all had bowel cancer at some stage as well. So it is very strong in my family. We did do the genetic testing several years ago. My dad does not have the gene. A couple of other aunties don't have the gene either. And my brothers and I don't have the gene. So, my bowel cancer development was a spontaneous mutation that just happened to me. Type 2 diabetes. So type 2 diabetes is a lifestyle related disease anyway, which is contributed to your diet and also physical inactivity. So eat healthy, exercise, and you're less likely to get type 2 diabetes.
Diabetes.
I'm trying to slim down so I can fit into Mama's coffin. That's my reward.
Anyone, including younger people with concerns about their risk of developing bowel cancer, should talk to your doctor. So if you've noticed some of the risk factors associated around you, talk to your doctor. We did talk about the signs and symptoms of bowel cancer in a previous video, so if any of those start to happen, talk to your doctor. Okay, just remember the bowel acronym. Having someone with several close relatives, so for me, my uncle, my grandfather, who have been diagnosed with bowel cancer before the age of 50, has a much higher risk than someone with no relatives with bowel cancer. So I was diagnosed at the age of 37, so 13 years less than 50. When I was diagnosed, my two brothers, who were younger than me, had to go and get colonoscopies done to be checked. Fortunately, they were all clear, so we're very grateful for that. My parents, they're over the age of 50, they get checked every 2 years anyway, and so far everything's been good, and they're also all clear. But again, that genetic mutation, just be aware of it. Always talk to your doctor, because you might have another relative that might have something going on. Your doctor needs to know about that. Especially if it's something like familial polyposis, which was what my grandfather had. That is where I had 2 polyps in my bowel along with the tumor, so this big one. Whereas other people have familial polyposis, where you develop dozens or even a couple of hundred of smaller polyps throughout the bowel, and that's quite a serious situation to be aware of.
Ivan, how about if we talk about cancer and how to prevent it? That might be fun and educational, with the behavior modification and the no-nos.
The risk of bowel cancer can be reduced by a healthy diet with plenty of fresh fruit and vegetables.
I maintain a healthy diet by never eating anything sold at my convenience store.
Limiting the consumption of processed meats. And alcohol, drink in moderation.
Can cancer be caused by overconsumption of frosty, glacier-brewed, beechwood-aged, thirst-drenching beer? Yeah, I bet if we gave up drinking, we'd all live longer.
Do not smoke. Straightforward, do not smoke.
Well, I try to stay away from secondhand smoke.
Yeah, perhaps if I did not smoke, I would not have gone down in the 3rd round of Dancing with the Stars.
Being physically active, so you want to exercise for a minimum 30 minutes, at least 3 to 4 times per week.
Hey, yeah, yeah. And 9, hey, yeah, yeah. 6, hey, yeah, yeah. 4, hey, yeah, yeah. 3, hey, yeah, yeah. 2, hey, yeah, yeah. 1, hey, yeah, yeah.
Okay, the more exercise you can do, the fitter, the stronger you're going to be, and that will help to reduce your chances of bowel cancer, but also maintaining a healthy body weight. But apart from having that healthy body weight, it's very important that you have a healthy body composition. So, no point being a certain number on the scales if you're the wrong combination of body fat, muscle, fluid. Okay? You got to have that right composition, and that's something that you can talk to your doctor about. They will advise you on what is best suited to you.
Can you recommend a doctor who will? Yes.
Hi, everybody!
Hi, Dr. Nick.
Now, there are many options available for dangerously underweight individuals like yourself. I recommend a slow, steady gorging process combined with acyl horizontology.
Importantly, people who are more physically active before a bowel cancer diagnosis are less likely to die from bowel cancer than those who are less active.
You don't win friends with salad. 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 Mom! I didn't mean to take sides. I just got caught up in the rhythm.
So, if you're already exercising, you're doing the great thing for your body, you then get diagnosed, that helps you to have a better long-term outcome after being diagnosed and going through treatments such as radiation, chemotherapy, and other surgery as well. Research indicates that up to 32% of bowel cancer cases may be prevented by endoscopic screening, such as a colonoscopy.
Disco Stew got a probe up the wazoo and stopped his colon cancer at stage number 2.
And when combined with the 5 healthy lifestyle factors that we've just discussed, those chances increase from 32% to 61%. So you're nearly doubling your chances of a successful outcome if you do the right things in the beginning.
Cancer is the one perp I could never tase.
Please join me next time to discuss bowel cancer screening and diagnosis in our next episode. All the information contained in this video has been sourced from Bowel Cancer Australia, Cancer Australia, and the Cancer Council Australia. So definitely visit those 3 different websites if you need further information. I'll link them in the video. Please like, subscribe, there's the bell notification. Give me a comment. If you have any questions or feedback, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to do my best to address those. And thank you for watching. Please share this with your family, your friends, your carer, your doctor if you have any questions. Definitely do that. And please remember, I'm not a doctor. Seek professional advice and help and guidance to get you through what might be a difficult situation. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.